G'day guys, welcome to the Caulfield review for the
19th
of August.
Rail position, start with it first. Craigie, you got the exclusive interview with Craig Williams straight from the track.
Well, it's very nice.
Halfway through.
Very nice with Craig.
You can't. Okay, you can hate on him when he rides a horse and gets it beaten on you, but when you talk to him, he's an older gentleman and he'll always help you out.
So he just walked the track.
Probably race 5,
which
race
he does
4.
more than most. No, it was race 2, 3. Yeah. And I look alright at the races, don't I? Well,
you're okay.
I'm not in a suit. I just yelled out to him, said, "What do you think, Craig?"
Literally yelled out.
And he just came over and had a chat. It was really nice, really helpful.
And it played out. It
was what we were thinking, but
yeah,
to get confirmation from the sort of who I think is the best jockey in Melbourne, it was great.
So what he kind of said was, rail wasn't exactly the hottest spot to be, but it would be final throughout the card. But what he really wanted to be was that inside 4 lanes, and that's where Craig tried to take his mounts all day.
Yeah, well, I think the rail was massively underutilised.
Yes, I agree on that as well. So straight into it.
Well,
Fat day.
We should have cheers because we've had another monster day.
It was good.
Monster day.
Your set went fucking unbelievable. Mine returned to profit thanks to Vega Magic.
Wasn't it a run? Wasn't it a massive?
It's run a PB.
Yeah.
Massive. And the Mounting Yard Mail smashed it again.
That was pretty fat, wasn't it?
First 2 races we were ready to go home.
There were two $7 winners on top. It's a good way to be. It helps you put the shoulders right back. And
there was no stress for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
You got it wrong, but you got it even better.
I got a few more. It was great. It was a great day. The vibe on track was really good, I thought. It was nice and busy.
It felt like spring was here.
Yeah,
it felt like it's coming back, and the good horses were back. We saw the champion. Almost best horse in Australia, second best horse, Hartnell. Brilliant.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And we saw Winks.
Fox Play, come on now.
This bloke was death riding Winks the whole way. Back Fox Play.
But to be fair,
each way.
No. Well, one to 4,
bet.
1 to 4. So I still cleaned up on Fox Play to place.
It's a great bet.
Yeah.
You almost got it.
I was the only one cheering against.
Yeah, no, but it's a good vibe.
Got some stairs.
It's a really good vibe there on Saturday, and we've got a lovely little crew. 4 or 5 of us.
It is, yeah. I have to agree. I'm really liking it.
And we had a punter with us most of the day.
Yeah.
I've forgotten his name. What was his name? That's bad.
Mr. Carlton fan. He'll tell us next week.
He killed it.
Oh, well, he was up like 3K.
Yeah. He had a fat day. Anyway, it was a great day.
Caulfield race 1, BM84 for F&Ms, 1600 metres. Run more than a second faster than the handicap race 4 over the same distance. So, genuine speed on, hell or high water.
Oh, that's the key to this horse.
So, get this. So, not only was a second faster, but 2.4 seconds faster, 1600 metres to 400 metres. So, they've rattled along, like it's a really fast tempo. And that's, as you said, key to the horse. See the sparkle almost got there. I thought we were getting past at one stage, but we battled on.
Yeah. Well, we might have backed it, though.
And...
Oh, no, we just backed the winner each way.
Just backed the winner each way. Chris Caserta, brilliant ride, mate. Give you a lot of shit, and I will be giving you a lot of shit later.
I thought he's, like I said in the previous show, I think he's going all right. He
gave it the perfect ride.
Given the perfect blueprint how to ride the horse from the start before. Yeah. He did exactly that. The horse paraded the best in the yard of the whole field, in my opinion. Yeah. And that's what we sent out on top. And it was a great way to start the day.
Yeah,
the horse is flying, and it's nowhere near like going over the top, I don't think.
I think the way the race was run and the way the bias was on the day, Dolvenden was a massive run from the back. You just got to say, wow.
Yeah, I agree with that. Thought it paraded okay. I think Hell or High Water can still be followed. Like like we said previously, we guess to Moonee Valley, it's even better.
We're going to be going back to Caulfield in the next 6 to 8 weeks, 12 weeks. Every second week almost. So
yeah, but
we'll just keep winning.
Like highlights the importance of the yard again. Like how it's $7 after beating most of those horses.
Well, kind of like the next horse, really.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably race 1 done.
Yep.
Race 2 mares, 1100 metres, Sullivan Bay, pick of the yard. once again, you're getting $7 about a horse that is genuine. Now, this is an interesting race, right? So, if you're looking at Racing.com's vision, it's the fastest 1100 metres of the day, which included 2 group races. Now, I've had to adjust for their incorrect times on the catchy race because they're 1 second 7 off. So it's still been a very, very genuine clip they've gone along. There was no anchor drop. It was just a genuine race. Petite Reward ran a massive race out front, huge.
Yeah, but he made it a genuine race.
Yeah. But I wouldn't have... So my whole theory with Sullivan Bay is it's been winning races because it's been getting a nice...
And racing against weaker opposition.
a nice tempo early on, and nothing could sustain it late. But it's stood up, and it's proven it's a genuine racehorse right now.
I thought it rated the best. Drew was extremely keen on Layuba before we got there, and I was pretty keen on Oregon's Day. So it took a fair bit for me to sort of steer away.
You
from
were
those
massively massively keen on Oregon's Day. It looked okay in the yard, but it wasn't super.
I think it's in for a big prep. I think Layuba's in for a big prep too.
Got a horrible spot in running. It was never winning from there.
Oregon's Day didn't race the nicest, which is a little concern, but I think it's, provided it sorts that out, it's really going to have a big prep.
I mean, top of the straight, I thought Layuba was going to go straight past him, but it paraded. We would give it a C grade in the yard for its parade.
B.
Okay.
But it's going to improve.
Yeah. So,
definitely.
From the yard, what I did as an example.
The other one I like. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, Layuba. I had my 200 each way. So, no matter what happened, I got my money back with the place running second. But also then had the 100 on Sullivan Bay. Because, I was actually quite keen on the horse going into this race. I thought, geez, I was kind of tossing up in my ratings. Sullivan Bay or Layuba, they were kind of really close in betting for me. And for you to find it on top, that just gave me the extra incentive to go, well, I'll have my play on my good horse and Sullivan Bay on top. And
yeah, well, I had a big bet at it each way because I didn't like the horse on form. So once I sort of watched him go and couldn't find anything else and it kept ticking boxes, I was fine.
It's brilliant when there's just one horse that ticks the boxes in there. Yeah. It doesn't happen often.
It stood out, yeah. Not that it was an amazing type, it just stood out from the rest of the competition in that race.
Yep.
Race 3.
1100 metres, BM 78, solid clip throughout.
I reckon this is one of the fattest races going forward. It's a benchmark 78. I said it straight away after the race, remember?
Yeah, I have a few queries over the race. So, look, the winner has set a genuine pace, right?
Black booked.
Yeah, there's a lot of them flashed home. I'm just querying because a lot of them flashed home at similar sectionals, similar paces, and I'm not saying they're not bad horses like Land of Plenty, Dusty Jack, right? They were good runs and they flashed and they caught the eye. I'd want to see one of them run first somewhere else before I then gave the tick of approval for the rest of them. That's just my concern on those ones. I think the Answer My Friend I could follow forward because I think it'd be suited much over further. Whereas the others, I think they probably, I guess Land of Plenty probably
needs further. Land of Plenty needs further. It is fucking going to have a big prep. Massive prep.
What do you think of the winner?
Follow Land of Plenty. Follow the Answer My Friend. It's flying. Dusty Jack, flying.
You didn't like the winner from the yard.
I hated the winner, so follow it. It'll only improve from the yard. It's a little shit, and it was not right.
That's the only one you got wrong all day.
Yeah, but also this race, is this the Danuki race?
Yeah.
See, I sent it out on top.
Yeah.
Paraded awesome, I thought. And it would have led. And they would have fought each other. And it would have changed the whole dynamic of the race.
The clip was pretty solid, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah, so we had, I think we said back Danuki and The Answer My Friend.
Yeah.
That was our sort of play and one or two others. I can't remember. But it was The Answer My Friend and Danuki. And I think if Danuki runs, it might win, and it would also make it more genuine, and The Answer My Friend would have got over the top.
Yeah.
So, I definitely got the winner wrong, though. God, I thought it would. I considered laying it.
Yeah. So, speaking of getting the race wrong, Furza. $5 at $26 on Betfair. I have not seen a bigger drift. I mean, I did my ass on this because I have a theory, and it's consistently right in the long run. Yeah. That if stuff is drifting, prime example, gun case midweek at Sandown.
Yep.
$4 out to 12s. I just have to keep backing it as it goes out because eventually, they do land. They don't. There is a lot of false market information.
Yep.
But it just it sat on pace, but it didn't run like it. It was gone at the turn, in my opinion, compared to They rode it for the bias.
Yeah.
They tried to win, but it just didn't have the horse there.
I think Devil's Pinch paraded really well, sort of peaked on its run. I would be interested in following it as well. But yeah, I think it's a fat race going forward. The answer, my friend, Dusty Jack, Devil's Pinch to an extent, Land of Plenty big time, and the winner can all be followed.
Cool. On to race 4, handicap 1600 metres. They've crawled along here, so
I'll stuff this up, this race. Fuck.
I got this kind of look. Okay, so first of all, I think Chris Concerta and Mick Price, whoever was putting the tactics on Picalo, got this wrong. They've gone 2.4 seconds slower than race 1 because there was no natural leader pushing them along. What does Picalo do?
It leads.
It leads.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, they've given that horse zero chance of winning in the race. Like, it's dumbfounding, and there were no questions asked of it. It's stunning.
I thought Foundry paraded really well. We backed it.
Yep. Moon over Manhattan, you liked?
I backed it and Moon over Manhattan. So I didn't get heaps wrong, but I thought the favourite, the winner wasn't right from the yard. I didn't save on it.
You know it's a horse I like, and that means I follow it a lot. I know it from the yard.
I thought the price was too small, and I get in my head like that's.
But it got out to 6s. We got 6s at the jump.
Yeah, but I don't look at the prices.
Yeah.
I just remember what they were like in the morning.
I had to take the price. At the 6s, I said, look, at 5s I wouldn't be betting. But got to 6s on the jump. I took it, and I thought that was a damn good win. So this is a horse that's been going around fast tempo and just being too good for them. And in a genuine tempo, it's a really good horse. It proved on a slow tempo against a bias, against the 2 leaders. It still ground them down. I'm telling you, this is a really good horse. We can follow it anyway. I'm really keen. 1600. Take me to a group race.
Amavatio is cooked. It was off in the yard. Big Duke.
Massive run.
Paraded quite well. It's like healthy, but not tied down at all.
That'll improve for that run. It was a good run.
Yeah, it'll be winning somewhere soon. Rhythm to Spare. I don't know what to make of the horse. I get this horse wrong. Foundry is in great order. Really keen to see what it does, and Moon over Manhattan. They're the 2 I really want to follow out of the race.
Let's move on to one of the fattest races of the day.
Yeah, pretty proud of this one.
Caulfield Race 5, Group 3, 1100 metres. So they've put the time down as 105.6, which you're dreaming. I've got it clocked at 103.9 on my hand clocking. So we'll go with that. They've run it along fairly. There's a bit of an anchor drop from 700 to 400, which probably suited the leader a little bit, but you not take much out of it. Clearly the best 2 in the yard. Clearly the best 2 in the race were Catchy and Crown Witness. Now, take us through the yard.
Well, if you watch the previous show, I thought Catchy was a fucking moral.
Yeah. I
said that. But I didn't, if you get my staking plans, I didn't bet it. I wanted to see how it paraded, how it was presented. But I was like, 90% going to unload.
Yeah.
And
it was at 260 before the race, so we were getting a massive price already.
Yeah, and it often parades like a bit toey, but didn't look perfect. Didn't look. There's like a few factors I just didn't like, and I was taken by the thing that won, and I came back to you and said we're unloading here on the 8th.
And what did I do? Gave you a big nod. I'm not as skilled as you, and I'll say that, but with Crown Witness, that thing was 100%. That will not be improving an inch more, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll freshen it up or something, I'd say.
Yeah, like that was it was at its top, and Catchy had a lot to come, and you just said, geez, this bias, it's going forward.
Yeah, it's suited by track conditions. Horses at its complete tops, perfect order.
So you lock in 460, 10 minutes out, 310 on the toe-to jump. They smashed it, so we know all the other smart people who have their, have their ways. They saw it as well.
I think Catchy, though, going forward, is really well placed.
Yep.
It's a really good horse.
Just waiting for them to keep on drifting into the Caulfield Guineas market so we can just get on it.
That's definitely where it's going.
Yep. It'll be hard to beat.
Yep.
Really hard. Sini was an eye catcher from the back, 1,000 Guineas horse. Already been 51s into 26s because, a couple of blokes have already taken it, but it's probably still slightly overs at 26s because it
You love your futures, don't you?
Yeah, do love a good futures bet.
All right.
Did you see the horse I was talking about Actually, I'll confirm this. I won't say it until I've confirmed it. I just saw someone post out that it was retired. The one that was second favourite in the Arc, that failed in its return. No. Someone posted that it was retired. So if you've done a futures bet at 7s on it, you've already done your dough.
That's crook. All right, race 6, the Vane Stakes.
3-year-old.
This is
Group 3.
Have you ever seen me like this on track before?
You just were like, direction Siri to the Westgate, please.
Yeah, I was borderline.
So this
I could have bought.
This hit $1, by the way.
I could have bought like a nice car.
It hit $1. So
I still feel sick about this.
This is genuine teaching for people out there. If you got a horse that's going to be on speed, and you think it's going to be on speed, and you think it's going to lead, and it may get run down late, just chuck in a hedge at $1. If you lose on protest because your horse is shifted out because you're in front, you're only going to lose on protest from out front, realistically. And if you may get run down late and the caller calls it home, which happened the first 2 races in Sydney, and also happened in this race, you can get match at $1 and you get out of it with a lot of money. So I think just consider laying $1. Now, the horse we're talking about is Plutocracy. You could put this thing at, what, 24s or?
$34, mate.
$34 on top from the yard. Why?
I thought it paraded in perfect order. It was a standout. I couldn't fucking believe what price it was when I went to work.
Did you rate its form or anything, or?
No.
Yeah.
I walk up to you and to Drew. He sits down at the back, and I say like what we're saying, and he does it. I don't know what you do really.
I just email it out, yeah.
It comes out as a text message, and then after I say it, I do it, and I saw 34s, so I went even harder because I was like, this is wrong.
I mean, I had a pretty big go at it as well, and I didn't. So.
Well, I took all the 34s. I took a lot of.
Yeah, it was 24s when I got on. That's why I said 24s.
Yeah, well.
And then jukebox late just sprouts wings and comes fast.
I've watched it like 15 times just to torture myself even more.
Look, Bayless couldn't have given any more. That was a brilliant ride on it. Like, he did everything right.
Yeah, no, it's a great ride. He's a great jockey.
Tempo was right. They did a slow down 800 and 400. Gave it every shot. I thought Poseidon's Pool, which was a weird horse.
Honestly, though, I was like, I'd be a quarter of the way to a deposit on a house, just like that.
Yeah, it was massive.
But instead, I did my nuts, because this is how sick I am sometimes. Because I was going well, I did not back it to place.
$4.90, as I told you post race.
I got it.
Because I didn't back it to place either, but I told one of my mates, and he backed it each way.
I got a bit of a lashing on course from the veterans. But yeah, look, fuck.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, look, I thought Jukebox paraded well, but not perfect. It can improve. It's going well. Like this one I got right, and you got wrong. That Kobayashi, I don't rate that horse. What do you make of that?
I'm not sure what to make of the run at all. It was gone with 300 to go.
I thought Dusimus paraded really, really well.
Ran like horrible. It had the perfect run.
Well, I thought it finished 4th or 5th.
Yeah, but from where it was sitting, it had every shot to win.
I think it's going well. Cliff's Edge disappointing. Evil Cry going well. Paraded great. Plutocracy, I don't know what to do with it.
What about the Godolphin one that paraded well? Was it the Godolphin one?
No, it paraded like shit.
Okay, no, it's a later race, yeah.
But Veronilla, I think, was the horse that almost kicked me in the head.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
You probably would have taken that.
One horse backed right up, and I thought this thing's going to cannon me.
You would have taken that after the loss.
I just walked around for like 25 minutes just walking.
In a daze. Fuck. Let's move on to the best race of the day.
I don't know if we can. I'm fucking done.
Group 2, 1400 metres. The King's back. The King is back, Hartnell. And my mate, Charmed Harmony. The money came for it, and when the money comes for Charmed Harmony, it runs well. Yeah, Katie gave it a perfect ride by not over racing and not putting a stupid tempo on. Just set it up.
Why couldn't she? Like, I think that she's a phenomenal jockey and a really good front-running jockey, but she got it wrong against Star Exhibit at Caulfield 2 or 3 months ago when we had a gigantic result going on to it. If she rode it the same way then, it would have won then.
It would have, yeah.
It's a great ride. Really set the race up to make it a genuine sort of test. Thought Star Exhibit and more so Humidor are in for good preps, especially Humidor. Toastum Stardom paraded really, really well, really forward. Disappointing. I don't know what to do with that horse.
Yeah, extremely disappointing.
Blackheart Bart's on track to win next start probably, and Hartnell
Put
is,
up lame, but they're saying it's okay. But that's still
I think it'll be alright. That sort of stable, they just figure it out. Hartnell is flying. James Cummings is killing it early.
only one of 2 horses to break 12 seconds final 200 metres Hartnell, and they didn't even push it out late.
It was 61.5 kilos. Not,
Yeah.
I don't care much for weights, but
Yeah, 61 and a half.
what do you make of all
So
that?
guess who the only other? So look at who was the only other horse to break 12 seconds.
Catchy.
No, I'm in this race, final 200. Obscure, very obscure. Abby Marie.
Oh really?
This is a horse that I reckon we can follow on to the F&M races going forward to about 1,600 metres, 2,000 metres.
Oh mate, any young filly in this race going
Yeah.
back to filly's grade.
Yeah,
And
that thing's flying, I
Chips
reckon.
in.
Abby Marie against the bias.
it's a
really
hot
good.
race. Galo Chop paraded like a sheep. It might have quite a nice prep. They're obviously timing their run with that horse. That's all of them, isn't it? He's
Humidor.
He's going well. Humidor, I'm quite keen on it.
You know that there are certain
They're-
horses you dislike? Humidor's like top of my list almost.
I quite like the horse. I had a fat result on it in the Australian Cup or whatever it was that it won.
Yeah, not me. I was Team Tom Melbourne. No, I wasn't for that race. I couldn't be. I was Team Jamaica.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alright.
Race 8, listed 1,200 metres. Simple race, 2-horse race. That's what it was in the end. They bet it as if it was. How the freaking hell did we get $6.50 Vega Magic? Why were they giving us $6.50?
I don't know.
I said it on the show on Thursday, and I still can't believe that they bet $6.50 for us.
I don't know.
Group 1 horse.
Did I say as a bet on the show? I can't remember.
Not 100% sure, but I think you
Well,
were happy with the price.
We
yeah.
unloaded on it at Mango Mail.
Well, yeah, look,
Just
brilliant.
stood it out. It is a beast.
It's run, so...
First time I've seen it, it was a fucking beast. It wasn't completely tied down either.
Yeah. And it's run a PB.
It's in for a big, like, it is genuine stuff.
It's a genuine Everest hope. So
it goes 6 kilos to Brave Smash. They
Yeah.
ran along at a really genuine clip. It was 3 wide.
Yeah,
I think it's a much better run than Brave Smash.
of course. With
Who-
the weights, yeah.
I'll be careful next time. They backed that thing like it had been set for it big time.
Yeah, 100%.
And
it looked good in
it's
the
a good
yard.
horse, but this is a hot race. But Vega Magic, jeez,
Yeah.
serious.
So you know where they're
serious
going,
horse.
right? The Memsey in 2 weeks, so 1,400 metres with it, and then they're taking it 3 weeks later back for the Everest. I like that. I like that type of going back in distance to the 1,200 metres for the
I
grand
should check
final.
this stuff with you before we put the show out so I can have a bet.
No, no.
I want to do some of those. I want to do some futures betting.
If you've seen the Memsey field, there's like Blackheart Bart, there's like abilities going there to the Memsey.
This will beat ability.
Well, is
I think
this the second best horse in Melbourne
I think
now?
this will beat Blackheart Bart.
It'll beat Blackheart Bart. That's my opinion.
think
You're
this
getting
horse could be a
$9.
star.
You're getting about $9 for the Memsey, I think, when I was looking. But trust me, there's a really hot field for it. So
Race 9. This race. Was,
keeping you up, mate.
this race was torture.
Had Kahani going for a fat multi, given just a ride that it probably should have won with more luck.
Your ride should have won.
Okay, Aussie's Choice should have probably won as well. I'm not.
Ben Allen's
not
ride on
disagreeing.
Aussie's Choice was full of mistakes.
So
Unfortunately.
you and I unloaded. I unloaded on Aussie's Choice, and I had Tahani going for a fat result. I hadn't gone for the same result, right? So I was happy with either of them. And then another bet that I hadn't even been. I said it was a follow forward on the show from Flemington, here to there. I made it my worst result in the race because Wayanka looked good from the yard.
Well, we backed Aussie's Choice and Wanker for the result and saved here to there, didn't we? He was our third pick from the yard.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd much preferred Aussie's Choice to win. I think it should have. Wayanka was still a good run. That's its 3rd week in a row.
Yeah.
Aussie's Choice going well. Interested to
What
see
about
what it does next.
By the Grace almost getting there? What's up with that?
They really flew along here.
Oh. But By the Grace, that's an insane.
I'm
improvement.
interested in following Aussie's Choice and maybe reincarnate if you get a fat price somewhere. But
Yeah.
that's
Back
it.
to-
This is a bit of a
Back
low
to
race. I
Sandown
reckon.
maybe with
Yeah.
Reincarnate. That'd be a good price. You get 4s or 6s.
Yep. All right. What's your horse to follow?
I've got a stack of them here.
All right,
So
it's fair enough.
you want my
It's a fat
number one?
meeting. Top 5.
Hartnell, Caulfield Cup, just wins.
Yep, agreed.
Already on at 17s, as we put it in the preview. Ribbon to spare. Anywhere, but I'm really hoping they go to like the Group 3, Group 2s at Caulfield, those ones which you get the lesser grade of horses. I think and just put one of those away. Catchy up in distance.
Agreed. I don't agree with them spare. I agree catchy.
Abbey Marie owned sex races up in distance.
Yep, agreed.
I've got 5 more to choose from here, and they want me to do one. So I got.
Oh, Vega. You got to say Vega.
Yeah, I know I have to say, but you're going to say it, right? So.
No, I don't know.
Vega Magic, clearly.
All right, mine Vega Magic, Hartnell and Catchy will be winning whatever they want.
you said Vega straight away.
What have I got here? The Answer, my friend, Dusty Jack and Land of Plenty, and Oregon's Day and Lyuba.
That's more than 5.
Oh, I don't count. I don't know.
Okay, Sullivan Bay, Lyuba, and Aussie's Choice as well. There you go.
Now, speaking of black bookers, I think there's a complete moral and a 100% trade bet, which would be a good way to start building a bank. I'd suggest trying to get, say, 1,000 on this horse right now at $5. It's Warwick Farm, race 2, number 5, maybe, Prescott.
Say the name Prescott now.
Prescott, it's a horse I've talked about on the show a fair bit. It's coming back from a decent race at Flemington to a midweeker in Sydney. It's had 2 runs at 2,000. Gets a really positive jockey change to one of the best jockeys in Australia, and Kieran McAvoy.
Oh, I was wondering who you're going to say, and I agree with that.
It's $5 at the moment. I think it'll start 250 shorter. And I think anyone, especially who's betting just in Melbourne as we are, you need to really start watching the Sydney racing anyway, because that's where the good horses are going to come from. No,
the Melbourne form's been standing up as of late, which is good.
But I don't think it will long term. I thought, well, as we talked about on the show, formality, moral, bang.
Yeah.
That pissed in. Well, it didn't piss in, but it was tough. They're smart horses that it beat.
Yeah.
Everyone who knows anything was all over those other 2 horses. I was starting to question myself a fair bit.
Most of Twitter's on formality. We opened at 12s and they smashed it in.
No, it was opened at 350.
I'm pretty sure somewhere opened 12s. And it was taken very quickly. Trust me on that. I saw it.
Oh.
Yeah, like Tab or someone opened 12s and it was gone straight away.
Come back really well. It's a good result for me. And Jackery's came back really well. I think it's a horse to follow.
I've got a short multi for tomorrow. Pakenham. Race 2, race 3. You've got spoils going around. Never run a bad race in its life, and it was always in the top juvenile races. It's just should just smash them. It's $1.40, short and sharp, so that's why I'm multing it with another horse that I think's damn good, and the form's been backed up by Crown Witness in Shadow Griffo. You're getting $1.60, so I would be saying if you're multing it, I would only be multing it if you're a Bet365 punter. If not, Betfair SP the first leg, and then just roll it into the second leg on Betfair SP, because you'll get a better price than doing a multi anywhere else. At least with Bet365, you can get bet there. The price increases as they drift them out, because they're not going to start $1.40 and $1.60 in my opinion. They'll start like $1.50, $1.80.
All right. We've got a lot of questions here.
Oh, really? Good.
I don't know.
You start. Yeah, we've got time.
Why was Craig Williams let off so lightly? If lost by a nose could have been seen as race fixing, weigh in light equals DQ, deliberately altering the same.
So it's a tough question.
From Adam.
He's done the wrong thing. He's definitely done the wrong thing. He's panicked. He hasn't told anyone. But were they going to back all the horses out, or were they going to scratch his horse? And that's what he was really worried about. And it's a hard situation. I think they went very light on the punishment.
I think the opposite. I think he did the right thing. He made a mistake.
He did the right thing by punters. I'm going to agree on that.
He went 1.5 kilos over.
But what happens if he falls off with those in his...
Oh, who cares? He has to go... If you're...
Can't do a Glenn there, mate.
Hang on. If he's doing what he's... No, like he's...
I know what you're trying to say.
Not going to change anything to him if he falls off with a spanner in his boot. You want to be like generously going over instead of like, oh... Yeah, that's about right. Like you want to go over, so when you win, because you're on the best horse in the race, it's been backed, you're confident, like he said post race. You don't want to get disqualified. You did the right thing by punters, which is the right thing by racing, in my opinion.
The Spurs one.
Chris Camilleri was offline Saturday and just did some replays of Randwick today. Can't believe more wasn't mentioned in regards to Bowman's ride on Sayed.
He was very wide on that one, and then he didn't exactly ride it out.
Comments on it. Can't believe it either. Looked like he was looking at the big screen. It was a disgrace. Like you, I was gobsmacked it ended there.
It's interesting to see what other people... I kind of saw it.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't back it. I was, $1.60 shot. Wasn't gonna...
I didn't watch it.
Wasn't going to be on it.
But I do think that Hugh could do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Like Chris Waller.
He's no James McDonald. I like this one from Angus Kerr. Who makes the call to wear Spurs, jockey or stable? And I'd probably add to it, what does it do?
Well, I think this is a little bit of a pearl that I use a lot. I don't know who makes the decision to put Spurs on, but it seems that predominantly certain jockeys will use them. Craig Williamson never used Spurs. But jockeys won't always use Spurs, so it's a real little good way to get insight into the intent of the stable and the jockey and where they think their horse is at. Sometimes it can just mean that the horse, they don't think it's trying and they just want to sort of get the most out of it, or it can be this is set to win today. This is grand final today.
Yeah.
So it's just like a positive gear change.
Yeah. And why don't they mention it?
Well, I love that they don't.
Yeah. It's good for the mounting yard.
Yeah, like I'm on track, I see it.
Yeah, that's what you look for as the last thing before they're going out.
I've got no doubt they will. But it's just like weighing horses, like you said on that show. Like that'd be great for punters at home.
They won't.
But I'm glad they don't because it's another edge for us.
Yeah, because we can see them.
Yeah. We can't weigh them, but we.
Yeah,
through our experience, etc.
You go, shit, that thing's big. Will Pariah stay to sprint trips or be pushed out further?
No idea.
No idea, but I would be suggesting that it will be going over further, personally.
Is there anything extra which you have to evaluate when dealing with Sydney horses coming down to Melbourne for spring? Well, I think, off the top of my head, one of the things you can always it's worth noting is, like Hartnell did that win on Saturday on his wrong leg around the corner.
Yeah.
It's his first go at Caulfield. It's a tricky track for a Sydney horse. So you need to be aware of it can be a really good horse going to Caulfield first time from Sydney. It's got a little bit of a negative there. Flemington a little bit easier, Moonee Valley even harder.
Moonee Valley's a really hard one, yeah.
That's one sort of thing I do. You got any? Do you do? Like that?
I think just I don't want a horse travelling down the night before or anything like that because I think travel can affect horses differently and there are some that really don't handle travel. So kind of like plane trips, I really don't like a New Zealand horse that's flying 3 days out from a race from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Like, I really hate that because to then, you're getting on a freaking plane. I hate flying.
Well, that's quite interesting because I wouldn't give a shit about that or even think about it.
WA horses, same thing. I rarely take a WA horse first up unless they've been acclimatised.
You've got to respect WA horses, don't you?
Yeah.
They can win here.
Yeah. But you got to let them, like Weary, he doesn't run them straight away.
Yep.
He'll let them settle in, go to Ballarat or go to the, down the sea. And...
Here we go. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Does Hartnell beat Winks if runs in Sydney? If Hartnell stays fit and well, does he win the Caulfield Cup, assuming 57 kilos or less?
I'm saying 57.5 is what they'll give him in the Caulfield Cup, and yes, he wins at that, in my opinion. But that's on the field that we see today, not on the potential that can still come out and contest with low weights. So, at this stage, you would have him clear favourite, and that it's what he is.
Yeah.
And I was surprised we were getting $17 before the run, and that's why we backed it, and now it's $8.
Yeah, well, I just sort of trust Drew. I don't know or care about the Caulfield Cup yet. It's a great run. The horse looks like it's going to have a big prep. I reckon it would have beaten Wings if it was in that exact same race.
Yeah, because he probably would have led that race.
Because Wings missed the start by 6
lengths. But he probably would have. They went so slow. He would have led that race and pushed it along faster.
Well, I think if he had a smart jockey on him and he saw Winks was cooked, he would have
he would have pushed it as far as
yeah. No, I reckon he would have got cover, but he would have gone early.
Correct. Yeah, he would have done different to what Fox Play did.
Yeah, so it's got to beat Fox Play by half a head for the last 600 metres, which I reckon it probably would.
Yeah.
Fox Play's a really nice filly, but beats it by half a head, it wins the race. Yeah. Only because Winks missed the start. Winks is the greatest thing.
And here's the more important thing. who cares? It's irrelevant. I put it up on Twitter just to stir people, you know? I put it up after the race saying, Hartnell would have beat Winks if he was there. You know, just get a rise.
I think that's because I said that to
you. Did. You told me to, and I was like, hell yeah, let's do that. And it got a rise. It got 40-plus comments back.
It's just an opinion. Like, who really gives a shit?
Yeah, we know Winks is better, people. We know Winks is better. We get it.
All right,
we know.
What other questions have we got, Drizzy?
There was a decent one or two in here, sorry.
Ability in the Memsies, I don't know. I haven't looked at the field, or I want to see where it draws, etc., etc.
Manning Yard Mail. How would you convert to unit bets? So this is kind of talking about what you send out. So, do you want to answer that one, or we can just answer that in the post? Saying? Oh, he's just saying like how you'll say I'm having a really good bet. How would you convert to
unit bet, good bet, big bet, small bet, something equals units, etc. Well, I don't really know off the top of my head.
I'll come back on that one to him individually on that one.
When I say unloading, that'd be 10 units. That's as big a bet as I ever do.
Yeah.
That's a percentage of like my overall bank. Yeah, we can. Well, we've talked about that. We talked about that on Saturday, didn't we?
Yeah. So I'll write up something for the website and just do a post for it for you.
All right. So you get a detailed answer.
Yeah.
Is that question of the week? Because I'm giving away my set on Saturday for the question of the week.
Someone's already converted, mate. You can't give it out again, can you? I think we're close to done. It was good listening to RSN this morning. A few questions were answered. So, as an example...
I didn't listen to it.
So, friend Maddie was on there again. Maddie may be joining me on Thursday night.
Yeah, it might be a late scratching.
You might be a late scratching.
I will listen to it like tomorrow.
Yeah, so RSN, they just discuss things such as the tracker starter for racing.com being wrong. So I was looking online doing my review for this, right? I've gone and seen catchy 13 seconds 30 final section. I'm like, that can't be bloody right. They haven't run a second and a half slower than anyone else the final 200. They just need to proof check it, proof check before you put stuff up. How hard is it?
Yeah.
And RSN raised it, and hopefully it gets resolved. So the boys on there resolved. Even got Vince Icardi on to.
So we should just be paying Vince Carter, so we all get for free. Save me a lot of money. All right, I reckon that's it. I just quickly like to say thank you to everyone who jumped on board the last few weeks, and we've killed it. And I appreciate all the nice things you say when you're texting and emailing me back. And Drew's a big part of that. We're a team. We're flying, and let's hope it continues.
Yeah.
Let's hope it continues.
Thanks very much. See you Thursday. Me and Maddie. Jack will be a scratching, I reckon.
Have a great week, guys. Bye.
Yes.